Paul, so a lot of discussions and over the weekend, unilateral move by the United States. How would that work on a practical level?
Well, the United States could do it quite easily because it's not that reliant on Russian oil. It imports quite a bit less than 1 million barrels a day, and it's obviously a huge producer itself. It's the world's biggest producer. So for the US, in and of itself, it wouldn't make that much of a difference. It would be much more profound for Europe, and I think that's the reason that the US is talking about going on its own with a ban on imports of Russian oil. Europe is much more dependent and imports roughly 4.5 million barrels a day from Russia. So it would be a lot harder for Europeans and for Americans to do without Russian oil.
There was quite a bit of hope for those looking for additional supplies that there would be a breakthrough around the Iranian nuclear talks, giving the market fresh injections of Iranian crude barrels. Jeffrey Gundlach just moments ago tweeted, Russia having involvement in the Iran nuclear deal is mind-blowing. What are you hearing from some of the people you're talking to about what could happen in the next couple of days around this issue?
Well, as of late last week, we were expecting a deal either today or tomorrow or Wednesday. It was that close. And over the weekend, what we thought was the final hurdle had been overcome, and that was to do with the probe between the IAEA, the Global Atomic Watchdog, and Iran. That was sorted out, but we've now had a new spanner thrown in the works, and that is Russia wanting a guarantee from the US that it will be allowed to continue to do trade and business with Iran related to the nuclear deal after one is signed. It's very unclear whether the US could agree to that. If this is simply a minor thing that Russia is not too worried about, then I think the deal can go ahead. But if it's something bigger than that, if this is something akin to Russia putting its foot down and wanting to scupper the whole deal, that's going to reverberate in the oil market for sure.
Is $130 a barrel enough to get OPEC Plus together again and have a discussion on whether an emergency injection of crude or additional supplies is warranted?
That is a huge, huge question. And there will be some people out there saying, yes, surely at $130 a barrel, OPEC Plus members, especially the core OPEC members in the Persian Gulf where we are, the Saudi Arabias and the UAEs, surely they will be looking to raise production. The big problem is, however, that to do that and to go beyond their quotas, they would effectively have to break up the OPEC Plus alliance, which obviously includes Russia, and that is something that they've been adamant that they do not want to do.